Every day in the States is scarier and scarier. And a lot of countries are no longer sending anything to the United States anymore, which, you know, is hard for retailers, hard for consumers.
Now we're at this phase of isolationist.
Yes. It's like we've literally reached a point where countries will not cooperate with us. We have zero allies.
We don't want this country to fall into further of a hellscape, and so we are trying by any means necessary to prevent that by taking many approaches. And one of them is a soft secession. Republicans claim states' rights. We got to do states' rights. All this. Well, we are taking that states' rights to its utmost test right now.
I come to you guys with some incredible news today. Taylor and Travis Kelce are engaged. I just needed everyone to know it.
That's all we're gonna talk about.
Woo! Wow!
I saw that.
Fine
And the crowd goes wild.
Again.
It's a distraction tactic.
Love is real.
Yeah, and it's all a psyop to fix the timeline.
It's because everyone's in the Epstein files.
We're going to be talking a little bit about a few things, but first things first, we're starting with this mail fiasco. Not M-A-L-E, M-A-I-L.
Although both are a problem.
Both are a problem.
If you think about it, the M-A-I-L fiasco was started from
By
the
an M-A-L-E. You're right.
So it all comes back to that.
Sorry.
Yes. So in the States, we used to have this beautiful little thing called the de minimis exemption, which essentially means that anything that would get shipped to the United States, if it was under $800, we didn't have to pay additional fees. And then Donald Trump, of course, overruled that with absolutely no discussion with the American people, specifically because, if I'm correct, he lifted the tariffs on Japan and China and then blamed that on a fentanyl increase and a bunch of overdoses happening in the country, right? So then the way that he is going to undo that is by exempting the de minimis exemption. So now anything that is getting shipped to the United States that is a package, maybe not a letter, is going to be subject to tariffs. So now we have a growing list of countries, Australia, Taiwan, France. I think London's one of them. A lot of countries are no longer sending anything to the United States anymore, which, is hard for retailers, hard for consumers, and is just going to be hard for economic growth in this country at all. And I don't really know what else is going to come from that, but I do know that we are seeming very nationalist recently. Yeah. Where it's like you can only rely on America, and America this, America first, America that.
It's not even nationalist. It's really now we're at this phase of isolationist.
Yes.
And so Donald Trump was like, 2 weeks before this Intel deal that was announced, right? America owns 10% of Intel now, which sounds like socialism or state-run capitalism. The thing that Republicans always whine about, and they're like, oh, we shouldn't own the means of production, right? We shouldn't be communists or socialists or whatever. Now we have this situation where we are taking ownership of private companies, and we are making it difficult for smaller companies, medium-sized companies, who, for your point too, which is like anything that gets shipped in, not just consumers, but other small businesses who don't buy in mass, bulk or whatever, are going to feel the blunt end of that, which means they'll probably close, which means that Donald Trump is not pro-American.
Yeah, we are actively witnessing the death of our society and democracy. And honestly, not on my 2025 bingo card. Wasn't on my life bingo card. Just to put that out there. But, just every day in the States is scarier and scarier. In fact, I've literally seen countries like this girl was going to Spain and she has dual citizenship, but her Spain passport is expired. And so when she gets there, they don't even look at the American passport. They just take a look and she's like, sorry, it's expired. And they're like, well, what are we going to do? Leave you out there? It's like we've literally reached a point where countries will not cooperate with us. We have zero allies. Our closest friends are Israel and Russia.
It's also kind of crazy when you bring that up as where are we going to leave you out there? It's wild to think that other people, other countries have empathy and compassion and follow, I don't know,
the rule of law,
or just follow, what Republicans preach, which is following Christ and being a good Christian, and I brought you in, I sheltered you, I fed you, I clothed you,
Well, Republican mentality in Christianity only applies if you're white, Gabe.
Yes, and straight.
So and straight
and a man
and hate women. So if your mail is late, if any of the products you've been missing are late, you know what to do. Call your lawmakers.
What I've seen also is people just being like, I tried to buy from a small business that exists overseas, and they're just like, no, we don't ship to America anymore.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which is a thing that I think most Americans are not used to. We're used to be number one. We're like, why wouldn't you ship to America?
Well, it's an act. It's one of the biggest things of protest that the other countries can do to us that will truly impact us, truly show their lack of involvement.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking about I'm just being overseas and like you get care packages from your family and now you can't even get that. You can't send back. Like it's all hellish. It's really bad right now.
Yeah.
So thank you, Daddy Trump.
Again, it is isolationism at its core. We don't want foreigners in here, even though they
make America great.
Generate upwards of $100 billion in tax revenue for the government. You can thank us later, red states.
Yeah, people are like bringing up the gerrymandering really quick. People are like, oh, so we're fighting gerrymandering with gerrymandering? I'm like, what the else do you want us to do?
Yeah.
Following the rule of law, following the Constitution, actually showing up and voting, being a democratic citizen, peacefully protesting. None of it's working. So, like, literally, we're going to have a civil war.
Yeah,
for sure.
are going to have to.
For sure.
You have to. It's like. I just feel like when somebody is breaking the rules so blatantly, like, the way to fight back. At some point, or you can be like, okay, I'm going to take the high road. But at some point, there has to be a point where you're just like, oh, that doesn't work anymore. And like, I have to level the playing field.
Yeah, because they placate us. And then it's like, like literally our founding fathers, like literally hated the entire UK area and dipped all of their tea in a harbor just because they raised taxes. And now we're suddenly okay with tariffs. We're okay with control. We're okay with religious control. We're okay with marital control. We're like, what?
I mean, what are we doing? These are the people, to your point on tariffs and even the Boston Tea Party and dumping tea into the harbor these are the same people who say, and will probably still scream now, but they definitely did before the election, is, taxation is theft. Mm-hmm. They say taxation is theft. And a tariff is nothing more than an added tax that is unnecessary.
Yeah. Some girl got a dress shipped in and it was like $200 and she ended up having to pay like $800 something because of the tariffs. She had to pay the additional cost to get it. Like, nobody is benefiting from this. Right. We are not an economic superpower. We are in active isolation. We're miserable.
And the fact that anyone, Republicans specifically, MAGA, really think their whole premise is like, oh, well, if we have tariffs, it'll make people want to make things in America.
How are you going to get it here? It's all overseas, which it now won't come here.
Which is even if we were to take the example really quickly of T-shirt production, right? If you want to make T-shirts, right, you're like, oh, I want to own all the means of production. Okay, well, you have to have a farm, right? And you have to have cotton, and then you have to have a way in which you spin that cotton. Then you have to, thread, build a shirt, all this stuff. And so, like, if you think that a solo company like Walmart or whatever is going to make it inside of America, it's going to cost and be years in the making. And then when you've got a place where you've got Donald Trump where he's like, oh, I put the tariffs on, then I pause the tariffs. I put the tariffs on, and I pause the tariffs. What company is logically, in their mind, ever going to say, we should invest in production in America if this guy is changing it every 30 days, 15 days, 40 days, whatever. Like, he keeps going, oh, we'll pause it for 90, we'll pause it for 90, we'll pause it for 90. Okay, we'll go 10%. Oh, we'll go 15. Oh, we'll go 5. We'll go 20, we'll go 15. It's like, this guy can't make up his mind because he's not getting the results that he wants because everyone is making fun of him and mocking him, and he's like, take me seriously.
And all the people that supported MAGA were like, we can't have a woman president. She's too impulsive and irrational. And we've literally gone through the most insane 8 months of politics and economic...
It's only been 8 months.
Oh, my God. Yes.
And everything that Kamala Harris predicted has come to be.
And because Donald Trump laid it all out in Project 20. He does exactly what he said he was going to do. We were just too stupid to understand that meant it was going to negatively impact us. That's MAGA for me.
Yeah.
Speaking of good things to expect in the coming year.
Oh, yeah. So, will he die?
Who knows? We can
That's
only
the
hope.
question.
Everybody, in a manifestation circle tomorrow at noon, hold the hands of every neighbor you have. Donald Trump will die. Donald Trump will die.
All right. We don't want anybody on this podcast getting
visit from Secret Service.
Getting a visit.
Guys.
But we're just going to talk about facts.
This is what other people are saying too, just to clarify.
I just said witchy mumbo jumbo, so that's not even like a punishable offense.
True.
Unless we're going back to the 1600s.
Hey, people chanted "Hang Mike Pence" on January 6th, and they didn't.
Yeah.
If they were in jail, they got out of jail. So I don't know.
Me when the feds come for me.
Cuff me, daddy.
Take me to prison. I'll be a menace there. Please don't put me anywhere, though.
Okay, so a lot of people have noticed that Trump's got makeup on the back of his hands. He's got, swelling feet. He's got the mark
of the beast.
Yeah, but
Revelations.
it came out, I think, a month ago that he has chronic venous insufficiency, which is a vein condition. It causes swelling in your legs. It means that blood isn't, basically just flowing through your body, and it can cause bruising on your hands. Although the White House has said that the makeup on the back of his hand is the result of bruising because of frequent handshaking.
Oh, yeah, because that's where my hand
Which
gets...
I'm just like, why does that sound better? Why does that,
Yeah.
like...
You have to...
Ow!
No, he's doing this. He's doing the snail,
Yeah.
and everybody does the shell a little too hard, or maybe he slides in as the snail a little too aggressively.
I just think like that's just I don't.
The dog ate my homework.
Doesn't sound. It really doesn't sound good.
Yeah.
It's not my drugs. It's my
Shaking a
friends.
hand
Yeah.
If shaking hands bruises your hand,
You
like
sound
that's
like
not
a
a
little
good sign
weak ass.
either.
That gives me geriatric. Can't make it down the stairs on your own, babe.
Yeah.
But didn't they also say aspirin?
Huh?
It was aspirin, which is a blood thinner. So back in July, when they had this press conference, because everyone's like, "Why this guy got fat cankles, dude? Why this guy got bruised hands? What's going
Yeah.
on?" And she was like, "Okay, well, since the media wants to bring it up, we got to address it." And she gets this press conference, and she goes, "The frequent handshakes are causing the bruising. Also, he has a treatment for aspirin, and aspirin causes the blood to be thin and causes the bruising." And it's like, that is not at all what's going on. And the fact that you would ever say aspirin plus handshakes causes hand bruising, like, what kind of
Domestic violence abusers out there are having a field day with
Yeah.
that. They're like, oh, aspirin.
I guess we all, when we go to CVS, we should be buying like foundation with our pills.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
didn't know they. I could have sworn they come as a two. Like there's a deal
A twofer.
somewhere.
Also, it's like so poorly blended, but that's like on brand.
Yeah.
Do you have a picture? No, I didn't.
Of
I look up
I'm sure we
for
can.
myself.
We'll put up an image
picture.
of the. Yeah. And
He's
it's
had that for a while because
the
you
thing-
tweeted about it over a year ago.
Right. And so, like, the thing that I will say about that is the fact that, like, whoever's doing the makeup is doing I mean, like,
Hey, hire a liberal makeup artist. They at least know how to use setting powder.
yeah, like, can we blend this a little bit? Like, his
There's
hand.
no-
But
There's
he's
no
never
way.
blended his face in his life, so
No,
like
there's
he
no
doesn't like
way.
it.
Look at that. It looks like the color of a manila
Insane.
folder has
It's
been backhand.
crazy.
Like, what are we doing?
This condition is not in and of itself life-threatening, but he has a lot of health conditions. So we'll see what happens. It's something that a lot of people have been talking about. Something people are expecting.
Hoping
I do
for.
feel like some people are like, oh, but JD Vance will be worse. But like, I don't know. My opinion of that is like, you just gotta like take people down one by one. Like, I don't think that.
Yeah,
it's actually-
unfortunately, Hercules didn't have a choice when it came to slaying the Hydra. He just had to keep chopping off the heads.
Yeah.
So we will too.
I will say to that, the point of like, oh, JD Vance is next is like, look, whether or not the Republican Party believes in JD Vance, we have to understand that these people are playing by a playbook, and that playbook is Project 2025. We've talked about it before. Kamala Harris talked about it. Other Democrats have talked about it, and people didn't believe it. So when the idea of like, oh, JD Vance becomes president, it's like, yeah, okay, that happens, but he's still gonna play by the playbook. He's smarter. We know that. He runs like a little kid. If anyone's seen that video, I definitely recommend it at the zoo or at Disney World or whatever it is, or Disneyland actually, I think it was. But the point being, like, just because Donald Trump is in office doesn't mean that they still can't move forward with Project 2025. They just might be more clever and stealth about it because Donald Trump likes to talk about everything and to take credit for everything. So he's going to say it. They're going to do it. The only difference would be J.D. Vance is like maybe more stealth, and he's got Peter Thiel in his left and right ear. But
I think also like Trump is the cult leader. Like even if you hate him, he like charms people.
Yeah. He does
people
have some
rally.
charisma.
Yeah.
J.D.
Would J.D.
Vance-
Vance be able to withhold the Republican Conservative Party, who is now bloodthirsty and uncontrollable? I don't think so. I think he'd get eaten.
I think we've seen this in elections where like Trump has lost, like if Trump is not on the Republican ticket, they tend to lose seats. They tend to not have people show up as much to vote. So I do think that he rallies at least a specific group of people, more so than I imagine J.D. Vance will. So
Tomorrow, noon, dance in a circle with all of your friends, hold hands and chant. See what we can do. Yay.
With that, chanting, I would say, relates to bullying. And the bullying that we've seen, Newsom, Pritzker, Moore out of Maryland, a lot of them are finally taking Gavin Newsom's approach and calling Donald Trump what he is, which is, a liar, a thief, a grifter,
A fascist.
An adulterer, like all these things that have been proven in the court of law, have been proven by interviews, have been proven by his own statements. They are, mocking him, copying him, calling him a fool and bullying him. And, obviously MAGA, we talked about this last podcast, but like MAGA been like, oh no, like don't make fun. That's not nice. It's like, this is the group who calls us snowflakes, right? They're like, oh, you guys melt like a bunch of snowflakes. You guys are so sensitive.
Literally are racist, misogynistic, and awful for fun.
Yeah.
Like, don't get...
And you
your
say
feelings?
one little insult, and they're usually all of them based on truth. It hits them like straight to their. If it was like kryptonite, it was the like cleanest cut through, and they're like, "You don't have to be so mean. Oh, look at this, the intolerant left." Yeah, we're intolerant of your intolerance.
You voted for a racist.
Yeah.
That we are now all suffering under. I don't give a about your feelings.
We don't want this country to fall into further of a hellscape, and so we are trying by any means necessary to prevent that by taking many approaches. And one of them is a soft secession, and I just want to read this so everyone has the exact of what it is and what it's not, which is basically like this approach that blue state or Democrat governors are looking at right now, which is a soft secession. And so what it is, by definition, is a lawful targeted non-cooperation strategy where states decline to carry out or resource federal initiatives they judge unlawful or harmful. They write their own playbooks on policing, priorities, healthcare, data privacy, procurement, and the National Guard, and they defend those choices in court.
That's
And
so
remember,
sexy.
Republicans claim states' rights. We got to do states' rights. All this. Well, we are taking that states' rights to its utmost test right now, which is, I think it's 12 Democratic governors have met on this and talked about it.
Chicago's one of them, right?
Chicago, we've got New York, Maryland, California. I mean, I've got the list here of, I think it's 12. Illinois, California, Michigan, New York, Pennsylvania, Massachusetts, Minnesota, Colorado, New Jersey, Maryland, Arizona, New Mexico, and Oregon.
Arizona.
New Mexico?
Yeah.
Okay, I think New Mexico tends to be a little bit
Oh,
better.
really?
Arizona, Purple
Let's add
State.
Nevada to the list. Oh, wait, who's the governor of Nevada? I'm going to call.
Right now?
No,
No.
not right
I'm
now.
gonna call them right now and
On the
say,
air.
What's up?
And so how a soft secession
You're on
works.
air.
Yeah.
I'm just so happy.
Can we
to
get
hear
a quote?
Arizona on that list. I never.
Sorry,
expect
I don't mean to
much
keep
from my
interrupting
home
No,
you.
no, no,
Joe
okay.
Lombardo, he's Republican.
So how people should
state.
understand.
Wait, Maryland?
No, Nevada.
Nevada.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
I
I'll call
was
anyway.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah, no, Nevada. I mean, that's why
They're
I
a
think
swing
same,
state.
same. I'm surprised Arizona's on that list.
They're
We
up for
lost.
grabs.
Yeah.
So the playbook, so people understand it, is to, one, refuse commandeering. State agencies aren't repurposed as federal enforcement arms. Local police stay local. Prosecutorial priorities remain in state. Number two, sue early, sue often, which is what California was very successful for during the first Trump administration, is going after and suing the Trump administration for everything they tried to do illegally, as they would, try to flood the zone, which is a Steve Bannon thing where they say we try to do as much as we can to overwhelm, and then you have to decide what you feel is the most important thing. Meanwhile, other things fall to the cracks and things get by and people's rights are taken away. So they say sue early, sue often. Temporary restraining orders, preliminary injunctions, and multi-state briefs that narrow or block federal overreach before it lands on your street. Because as much as MAGA wants to be like, oh yeah, we should get the National Guard in and we should arm them and we should do all this stuff, every time they speak is like, we're going to own the libs, all this stuff. They never think about what happens when that lands on their doorstep and they're the ones who are there's a no-knock warrant, or not even a warrant, and they kick in the door because some person called it in that you were harboring an illegal or whatever it is.
They think the MAGA hat on the mantle is going to save them.
Right.
It's
or
really
even
cute.
the people who are a citizen but of Latino descent voted for Donald Trump thinking that they were safe, and now finding that those people are right now. This isn't hyperbole. This isn't like a what if hypothetical. This is right now. These people who are American citizens are at the in the target of the Trump administration. Number 3 is build shield laws, protect doctors, patients, migrants, voters, and journalists from out-of-state fishing expeditions, harmonize protections across states so residents aren't defenseless when they travel, which is a big thing, because if you were to have a soft secession, then you would talk about like, all right, well, if I'm in between a blue state and blue state is a red state,
what do I do?
how do I get back? What type of safe travel would be provided? Control the purse. The money, this is where a big one comes in, is creating budget backstops for any federal retaliation, use procurement power, trillions in state, local purchasing to set standards, and deny contracts that undermine rights. Use the Guard lawfully, which is not what Donald Trump is doing, especially because he's arming them in
Against
D.C.
citizens.
Against citizens. You're walking through D.C. and you see National Guard. They have active firearm on them.
Dude, people sitting on their stoops were like stopped by
Yeah.
guards, and they were like, "He doesn't want you out here anymore." It's like,
What are you smoking?
fuck?
Is that a cigarette, or is that? It's like
It's giving North Korea, babe.
Yeah. Use the Guard lawfully. Keep National Guard units under state control for public safety, and be explicit when and whether federalization is appropriate. Data and privacy walls. This is a big one too. You using the internet, your computer, what data is, collected. Limit sharing of sensitive state data, health, education, location with agencies attempting mass surveillance or political targeting, which is something that Donald Trump is doing. He's going after his political rivals. He said, I will be your retribution. I will be your vengeance. I will be your dictator. I mean, that's what it is. And most recently, he's been saying, like, oh, many people are saying I should be dictator, because I'm forcing the militarization of D.C., I'm reducing crime. He's not. He's causing fear and trauma in residents' lives. Many people don't feel like they can go outside because of it.
Literally, sorry, just a fun interruption. Being told that we're fear-mongering by telling people things that are happening, it's like, but y'all aren't scared of the people actually doing it?
Yeah.
How's hearing about it worse than actually experiencing it?
Right. And I feel like that's a lot of the thing, too, is like a lot of people don't take it seriously until it is happening to them. And by that point, you're like, well, it's too late.
We tried to warn you.
We literally told you this would happen. We said this is what you should do to stop it. You had a choice in November 2024. And a lot of people, not a national mandate, but a lot of people really the pooch on that one.
You screwed the pooch, you did.
And the last one is communication discipline. Governors and AGs move in lockstep. Legal filings, agency guidance, and messaging arrive together to signal certainty to courts, residents, and frontline workers. So basically having a very consistent approach and messaging narrative to say, this is what we're going to do when things happen. This is the fallback plan. This is the procedure. This is how we're going to go through the protocol, so that if it happens here, we know what to do over there, and vice versa, so that we all know how to proceed. Because right now everyone's very like, oh, we got to like act quickly and respond to this. And we right now are developing this plan to say, well, if X happens, then then Y, and then Z, and then go through this list to make sure that people are safe, rights are protected, and you don't have Nazis coming to your door to say, let me see your papers, which is
Let me see all
something that...
Yeah, did you send a link this morning that's about to start happening?
Yeah, and so there was a story, I think it was yesterday I sent, and it's the headline of it is U.S. to resume neighborhood checks for citizenship applications.
Dude, I'm filling water balloons with my piss, and I'm taking target practice.
And it says the Trump administration is reinstating a long dormant practice of conducting neighborhood checks to vet immigrants applying for U.S. citizenship. But here's the thing. People will try to argue that it's people who are going to be a citizen, who are applying to be a citizen. But who are you to say who's not and who is? And you're going to have people, much like cosplaying incels who show up on at raids to be like, I'm with ICE or I'm with DHS, you got to come with me. Many people not actually being a federal agent, terrorizing communities. And what we would see in this situation is this will easily move beyond. Again, it's just pushing the envelope to test what they can do and say, well, if we're doing it for applications for citizenship, who's to say we just don't do it for citizens? And then you start asking everyone on the street, let me see your papers. Let me see your papers. And that's all it is. And we enter, again, 1930s, Germany, Nazis.
I'm just really praying that Americans that have been traveling in Europe right now that catch pickpockets and they hold them and they're like, "Don't you did my one?" Have you seen those videos? Americans go hard on pickpockets.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've seen it happen I was in Paris.
Yeah, and what I need us to do is keep that same energy because a lot of these people are fake bounty hunters and they're wearing Skechers, babe. They're wearing Converse. Like, fill water balloons with your piss. Take aim. Like, seriously, we do not come around and we can't anymore because the last 8 months have been the craziest slip slide into fascism and full dictatorship, almost authoritarianism that I've ever seen. I'm only 26, but that's still a lot to see.
Yeah, it is.
Too much to witness.
A lot has happened in a short amount of time. And so that's why, you've got more and more governors from more and more blue states, which, again, fund a lot of the federal programs that MAGA benefits from and may no longer have because of Donald Trump. But if they were to do this soft secession and basically say, nope, we're going to block it off in terms of states actually control the states and the federal money that is generated by this state, we are going to keep. And I actually, this morning I saw there's some lawmaker, because I saw some right-wing influencers like Benny Johnson, who is a big-time plagiarist, shocker. He put out a story that was saying that there was some Republican lawmaker who said that they were proposing to split California in two splits, right? And not like a north and south, but it was a yellows region and a blue region. And they were saying the blue region, which was San Francisco, Palo Alto, Los Angeles, San Diego.
Everything on the left side.
Everything on the left side on the coast, which is where the money comes from for our state. Tech, agriculture, entertainment, all of that is on our side. And there were some other, and then on the right side, it's a lot of land where you do have also agriculture, but
who's paying for that?
If there's no one to work the fields, then what are you going to do? So I saw the proposal, and it was like this blue slit on the left side along the ocean, which is like great. We get the beaches, we get the ability to go on the water.
Weird way to split it up.
It doesn't make any sense. So they have this blue slit on the coast side, and then they've got this gold proposal, which is everything else, because of course Donald Trump gold, right?
So golden, he can't tell where the money is.
Right. And so when you look at it, you're like, okay, well, all of these cities that you are like, oh, these blue woke cities, those are the ones that generate the federal money that go to the government that fund red states and their programs.
Where do you think Disneyland is?
Boom. So I saw it this morning, and I just had a laugh to myself because I'm like, you idiots. You don't ever think these things through. Fine, propose it. Whatever. We get most of what we want in terms of the environment, the location, but we have all of the money. We generate all of the money in this state. So it's like the idea that you would be in any sort of winning position by saying, yeah, this is the proposal. Okay, go for it, I guess. But if we've got the fourth largest economy in the world in our state, the woke blue state, and most of it comes from those cities, good luck.
I feel like that's almost when you're playing tic-tac-toe with somebody and you watch them not block your O and they put an X in a different corner and you're like,
yeah.
I'm not going to tell you until I've already won.
Yeah.
So call your lawmakers. I'll be calling Nevada's lawmakers today. I feel like I can do that. I grew up there. What should I suggest for the viewers here? Hey, participate in the soft secession, or what wording should I use? Hey, I think it would be great if Nevada could have a stand, something like that.
Yeah, I think
I think especially if you, I think everybody should be calling their lawmakers. Of course, I think if you're in a blue state and you have a Democratic governor, definitely be calling them and trying to ask them to participate in this. If you live in a red state, still call them and badger them. Also, like, people who are showing up to town halls and, like, really demanding things, keep doing that, especially, again, if you are in a red state. Like, make these people uncomfortable.
Yeah. I mean, there's been...
Make politicians scared again.
This week, there have been town halls where they were like... There was one guy who said... I forget the lawmaker, Republican, but he goes, I've sent you multiple emails that have gone unanswered, and I'm here today because one comment he said is like, because I know that I can't make a phone call, because if I have a phone call, I'm going to say things I will not be like proud about, like the swearing, and so having this moment to call you out right now, he was like, this guy doesn't know the Constitution, meaning Donald Trump. He is openly destroying it in front of our eyes, and your head is so far up this guy's ass, you need to get it out. And that wasn't just one person. There were multiple people and multiple town halls where people are being like, hey, I don't like the fact that you guys are funding this. Hey, I don't like the fact that you guys are doing this. I don't like the fact that you're supporting Donald Trump, who doesn't know anything about our country, who doesn't hold our values, who doesn't believe that it's actually America first, who doesn't support small businesses, migrants, workers, families. Like, these are people who don't care except for themselves.
Yeah, it's very interesting to be in the States right now, because obviously we knew that we weren't a fan favorite amongst the rest of the world, but I think now when I see TikTok comments that are talking specifically about the Palestinian genocide, people are now roping in America and Israel together, and they're saying, like, we will never forgive you guys for this. And I'm like, yeah, me either. So call your lawmakers, make politicians uncomfortable again. If you have a voice, please keep using it, which is going to lead me into the comment I wanted to respond to today. One of our commenters said, Loretta Vanstone said, instead of wasting time on social media, resist this regime. And I understand the point of like performative activism and constantly thinking that people are just doing things for exposure therapy. But at the same time, being a content creator and one that has a substantial following on my own, the amount of times that I will make a video talking about what's happening and actually informs people and gets them active, like, that's nothing to snub your nose at, because right now we're living in a time where I think media is being so controlled and so gerrymandered is a good word for it. It's just insane to actually know what is important and what is a distraction. So as much as I want to sit there and tell you to get off your soapbox, like, you're still watching the video and raising engagement, which talks about a political topic, which people probably don't know about. So, you know, social media and just word of mouth and talking to your communities and talking to your followers is a sign of resistance, because it's telling you exactly where I stand and helping my followers know, this person that I look up to, that I really admire and I love their content, oh, she's speaking up about this, maybe I should do something. Like, to sit there and say that my voice doesn't have power because it's on the internet is stupid. And I just think that everyone should be aware of that. For everyone.
Yeah.
And also, like, speaking up about things and just, like, you know, plainly being like, let's do this, but also political comedy and satire has existed throughout history, and it is effective. So it's effective in informing people. It's effective in making people feel seen. It's effective in pissing off the other side. Like, and so I wouldn't, like, be like, oh, it's absolutely
worthless.
Nothing or worthless.
Because I think also a lot of people will be like, oh, I don't really follow politics, which we've made videos about, like, oh, I don't really, like, listen to the news. I don't, like, follow what's going on. And then all of a sudden you're like, wait, what happened to this thing? And you're like, well, come on, babe. We told you about it and they took it away, right? And so when we look at content that we make, individually or as a group, the idea that we are like, hey, we want to be more serious with it, or we want to make something that's more comedic, like, people have to understand there's, like, different ways that people digest or ingest and, like, interpret what's being said. Like, I'm very much the approach of, like, hey, I'll talk about serious stuff, but I want to, like, sprinkling some humor into it, which is what we do here, obviously. But it's an easy way to be like, all right, well, not everything's so doom and gloom, or let me break this down in a very easy to understand concept through this analogy or the situation that you can laugh at and be like, wow, this is insane, but thank you for informing me. And then you share that, because, like, if you were to send a video to a friend, you know, you send memes to or whatever on Instagram, you know, are you going to have a higher success rate sending an article that's like 3 pages of, like, the legality and the downside of everything and the repercussions and the effect on democracy? Or are you going to get someone's attention and maybe get them interested enough to then do their own research by sending them a video of some dumb sketch that we make, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I just think the idea that you can only, and this is a comment I got from someone that was like, well, you want to do something about it, well, like, why don't you go write laws then? And it's, I think, a way of making us feel like there's less control when the spread of information is one of the most powerful weapons that we have. So to this commenter, it's okay to be wrong. Just don't do it on our page again. It's like really embarrassing, and we will read it on the podcast. Ugh. Yeah. And to the rest of you that are out there using your, I guess, quote unquote, unimportant voice, continue to use it.
Little voices built up make one loud voice.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So to, try to diminish someone by saying, oh, your voice doesn't matter, that's not true.
And also, is who the f are you?
Yeah.
Like, let me get off the soapbox. So use your voices. Mine certainly matters. Ours matters. Our companies matters. Our shirts matter. Everything has a purpose and a reason, and it gets people informed and also helps them take a stand and not feel so powerless. So let's just consider that before we use keyboards to type stupid things next time. Okay, so the review I wanted to respond to today is about our Bloodthirsty and Bewitched activity books. Someone said, this book is a blast. The variety of pages is... And then it goes into the actual review. This book is a blast. The variety of pages is great and really gets you in the mood for spooky season. The quality of the pages and overall book is also awesome. The pages are thick and don't bleed ink. My order arrived quickly as estimated. This is a great company, and I'll definitely buy more activity books from them in the future. And as spooky season is coming around, not only are we in the spookiest American era we've ever seen, but you can distract it by manifesting perhaps a bog of creative people to come suck them down by their ankles. And you can do that in our activity workbook, boardwalk.com. Boardwalk.com. Okay, that's it. I'll do vent today.
Oh.
What is something you're getting worse at? Seeing.
Yeah, that'll happen.
She says with her glasses on.
Dude, it's the ocular migrines. My 11 lines are coming out because I'm always...
I used to run on little sleep, and now I'm really I'm like, oh, I gotta get more sleep at night. I'm getting better about it, but worse. It's like I'm getting better that I'm like, I should do this, but I'm also still bad, if not getting worse, to make sure that I make a clean cut to it. Yeah. I'm always like, oh, well, it's just like 1:30. I'll wake up tomorrow, get 5 hours of sleep, 6 hours of sleep, I'll be good. And then the next day I'm like...
I think that I've gotten worse at, like, being social. And I feel like it's the pandemic. I think the pandemic actually, like, lockdown specifically, I know COVID still exists, but I feel like lockdown really made... like my social anxiety and any like social awkwardness. Like I'm a person who generally, if I take an introvert extrovert quiz, I'm extroverted, and I tend to land like, but like not like super high up. I tend to be like right around the middle, trending towards extroverted. So like I am a person who likes to be around people, but the like going out and doing shit, I get like so stressed out if I haven't had like a day at home in weeks, like a full day where all I have to do is nothing. Like I get messed up, and that did not used to be the way I was. What's the most beautiful place you've ever been to?
Ireland.
Ireland is beautiful.
It's just pretty.
I'm wondering if we've done this. It doesn't matter.
I don't think so.
I'll go with Iceland. It's beautiful.
Iceland's pretty good.
Yeah, but I agree with Ireland as well.
I would say, if not Iceland, I would say Japan.
Okay.
They just have certain things down. It's like transportation, navigation around the city, food. They've got like populated metropolitan areas, cities, Tokyo, Kyoto, Osaka, and then you've got other places you can go up north where it's like, or west where you are very much in like kind of secluded, or you're like away from the busy.
Is beautiful. I mean, you've got like Mount Fiji.
Yeah, you go to like bamboo forest, and you're like you go to an onsen, and like all these different things that you can do. That are like you could be in the city and be in it, and then you could be out of the city and not be in it, and you can like, do your own thing and choose your own adventure kind of thing. Joy Deck for the audio listeners. I'll go the deep orange. one. What is the best physical sensation?
Back scratches and hair pets.
Ooh.
Quick with it.
Cuddling with a cat
Oh yeah, good second.
Oh.
Good second.
and just smelling their tummies and their heads.
Oh my
and
god, I was inhaling my cat this morning. I was like,
I'm like, pin you down. Let me smell that tummy.
I know. I'd be holding her arms up. She's like,
And I'm like, no, you like it.
I'm like, look at me playing with your feet. You love this. Yeah. God, I miss her.
Really creepy.
I should check in on my camera. Never mind.
If I had to say mine, I don't know, like a deep, hard tissue massage, you know? Like, I'm trying to think of something that would be the best physical sensation
Yeah.
because I'll get a massage, and like if I get like a deep, like, oh man, just working me out, I will fall asleep. Like I straight up, like I'm in such a relaxed state and I feel so good. And I've had times where I don't wake up like snoring or anything like that, but I've woken up after the person is like finished, like doing the massage, and then no one's in the room, and I was like, maybe they're coming back, you know? And then realizing that the massage has been done for at least 5 minutes, and I was in this like calm serenity state.
You were asleep, yeah.
Yeah, and it was perfect.
Go to boardwalk.com and buy one of our decks. Either you vent, you go original, or you experience joy for the first time in your short life. But all fun options. You can learn weird things about people and yourself. And in the meantime, we're going to go shoot some anti-regime skits that Lorena's going to tell us are worth us while she raises our engagement. So we love you guys so much. Thanks for hanging out with us. Okay, goodbye, y'all. Goodbye.